the big things, those who avoid the big things, the big sins, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive them. So Allah wants the people to avoid the big sins, to avoid all sins. But the promise is for those who avoid all of the big sins, even though they may fall into the little ones. What are the major sins which are mentioned in that hadith? The 7 deadly things, the 7 things that will destroy you. The first thing that is mentioned is shirk. And of course, for Muslims, this is a done deal. Inshallah, we will not commit shirk. We have to be watchful though, because sometimes somebody may catch us and convince us to do something that is borderline there. We don't even want to get there. We want to avoid it altogether. But what do? We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to no one else but Allah azza wa jal. We consider Allah to be the only God. We do not associate anyone as a partner with Allah azza wa jal. To do so is shirk. So we have to avoid shirk. And we need to encourage our neighbors, our friends, our classmates, our co-workers, as much as we have the opportunity and privilege, we need to encourage them to give up shirk and to turn to Tawheed, to believe in the oneness of Allah Azza wa Jal, because this is the teachings of the great Abrahamic religions. Second, magic. The Quran actually associates magic with kufr. In the 2nd chapter of the Quran, in the 102nd verse, Sulaiman alayhi salam did not commit kufr, but the shayateen committed kufr. Doing what? يُعَلِّمُونَ النَّاسَ السِّحْرَ, by teaching magic to the people. So that's something we want to stay away from. Those party tricks where somebody comes with some sleight of hand, he switches the cards when you're not looking, and so this sort of thing. This is not magic. That is condemned in the Quran. That's just like illusion, or you can say sleight of hand.
Black magic.
Sleight of hand. But black magic is condemned. And why is it associated with kufr, and it comes close to shirk in this hadith? Because the one who wants to practice that black magic art, he needs to start looking for powers other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help him with that, and that is what is condemnable, and that is what is mentioned as one of the major sins. The third thing is murder. And we know that this is condemned again and again in the Quran. Now we know that there is a circumstance in the Islamic faith in which a capital punishment may be administered. This is quite historical. Many ancient societies applied capital punishment, and to this day many states in the United States of America still have capital punishment as a penalty. In a just way, a person might be killed. But other than this, Muslims have no authority and right to take a soul, and to do so is a major sin. So those Muslims who go out of their way to go and kill non-Muslim civilians, and they say they're doing this in the name of Islam, they are committing one of the kaba'ir. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on them and guide them and bring them back into the fold of Islam after they have actually committed so much wrong and smeared the name of Islam. I must move on. Fourth one in that hadith is Aklur riba. And riba might be most clearly defined as usurious interest. It is that kind of interest, as the Quran says, ad'afan muda'afa. It is doubled and multiplied. In ancient times, people used that to control other people. So that one took a loan, and then to pay it back, he had to pay the interest. And when he didn't have that, the interest itself, there was an interest on the interest. So it was doubled and multiplied until he could not possibly pay it back. He had to sell himself as a slave to his creditor. So the Quran came in defense of the poor people and people who are so oppressed, to say, فَذَنْوُ بِحَرْبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. Take warning of a war from Allah and His Messenger. Allah is at war with those people who are oppressing others through this usurious interest system. So that's why Muslims want nothing to do with that. If we can avoid it altogether, that's best for us. That's why we don't even want to witness the contract. We don't want to write it. We don't want to be either lender or taker. But of course, if there are stringent circumstances, there is a haja, or even greater than that, there is a darura, a necessity that may force a person into taking a loan. That's different from eating the interest. Because in that case, it's the creditor who is eating the interest. You're giving it. And what is condemned in the Quran again and again is the eating of the interest. الَّذِينَ يَأْكُلُونَ الرِّبَا. Those who eat interest. Fifth major sin, eating the wealth of the orphan. The orphan is in your care. You have, as a guardian, you have some power over his wealth to administer it. The Quran is saying, do not change his wealth, the good portions of it, by mixing it with bad. You have to protect that orphan and protect his property. The number 6, very quickly, turning back when the battle formation has met each other. So you are representing an army. Of course, this does not apply to the average person today because you're not in the army. In the days of the Prophet ﷺ, every able-bodied person could be called upon to be in the army because the Muslims were being attacked from all sides, and the plan was to decimate the entire Muslim population unless the Muslims will come forward in their defense. So every Muslim man, even young ones, would have been called upon to the defense of the Muslim community. The situation is different today. There is a division of labor. Some people are accountants, some are engineers, some are doctors, and some are mujahideen. They are part of the Muslim army to defend the Muslim frontiers. So when those armies meet, if you turn back, you're a soldier and you turn back, you are causing chaos. You are actually endangering the lives of your entire army. And not only the entire army, because if your army is defeated because you have left your position, what will happen? First, they'll kill your army, and then they'll come and kill the rest of your people. They'll kill your civilians as well. So that's one of the deadly sins. And finally, it is the slandering of chaste women. As for those who slander the chaste, believing women who would have no idea of committing the kinds of things that you are accusing them of, then they will be curse will be upon them in this life and in the life hereafter, and in the life hereafter they will have a painful punishment, a great punishment. So we are not allowed to slander anybody.